Good morning, guys. It's Monday, the 4th of March. I've just been triggered into a long position on the DAX after this pin bar right here at 10 past 11. So I've had a few trades on the DAX recently. I'm not focusing more on this market in comparison to the FTSE. It just so happens that, coming into the start of the week when I'm looking for the setups and for doing the video, it's the DAX that has been setting up. So with this market today and with the live trade, as always, I'll sort of run through the analysis, give you my thinking behind the trade, and then try and talk you through any trade management. If/when I get my stop to break even, I'll also go on to the higher time frames and sort of talk you through what I'm looking at. So basically, the market this morning just chopped sideways, and then we had a fairly strong downward movement, another fairly strong downward movement, potentially creating a downward trend. So that's one of the things I want to be a little bit cautious of in this trade. However, the way it has set up, it's too good of a setup to ignore, basically, and those are the sort of ones that I'm looking for. So we've dropped down, market's put in a test, we've then put in a nice bounce, market's pulled back, it's held multiple times down at this close price from Friday, and then it has attempted to put in another bounce. So potentially into a double bottom, but the real sort of reason behind the trade, we've got the double bottom, but we've also got a very clean management point up here. So the market's created this swing, it's then dropped down, all bearish candles until we get into this area where we have been holding. So potentially giving room for the trade to develop. It's giving room for the bulls to press the market higher into the potential resistance level. So that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a minimum, really a move up into this area. If we can get up there, certainly I would be looking to get my stop to break even, and then hopefully we'll see a further bullish bounce, potentially back up toward previous swing and the MA200, which is just sitting up into these levels. If we're getting up into these levels, then I'll basically start watching for potential resistance. That's the sort of main target area I would like to see up here. However, we're going to see how this trade gets on. At present, we're still holding at this potential little level of resistance, and there's nothing I'm really looking to do until we see the market potentially making that break up into the management point. So with the video that I posted on Monday, which is actually today, going over uncertainty. This is the sort of thing when you're getting into trades on any market, it doesn't matter what market. When you're getting into the trade, you never really know what's going to happen. All you can sort of do is weigh up the benefits and the drawbacks of the trade. And then when you get into the trade, it's important to sort of focus on your internal feeling. Understand that it could be your emotions that are kind of leading the decisions that you are making. And the way to combat that is to face your uncertainty with your trading plan. You have your trading plan, you know what entries you're looking for. When you see the entries, you know, okay, is this a high probability entry? Is it not a high probability entry? And then once you're into the trade, that just sort of allows you to just still feel uncertain, but it allows you to have steps to take. Okay, I know I should be doing this, this, and this. Okay, yeah, the market's doing this, but I'm not allowed to do anything until I see this. It really helps with the uncertainty around trading, because otherwise you're just getting into a trade, you are feeling uncertain, you don't have any idea what you're supposed to be doing, and so you are relying on yourself to be able to critically think under pressure whilst you're going through all of these emotions that you experience as soon as you risk money on a live trade. Okay, so with this trade, as I've mentioned, you know exactly what I'm looking for now, a potential break up into these levels. What I'm going to do, as always, I'll pause the video. If we start to make the move up, I'll turn it back on so we can have a look. If we start to break down, start coming toward the stop level, I will also turn it back on. We can sort of have a look at what the market is doing. Okay, so the market has pressed up toward the pivot point and this previous swing. We're sitting at around about 9 points. So all I'm going to do is bring the stop to break even. It's actually already moved up because I had it set to adjust automatically. So now, if the trade pops back down, it will take me out at the break-even level. So effectively, we are risk-free. Now, coming into a potential level of resistance on a market that is potentially downtrending, yeah, it makes sense to protect the position. But what I'm hoping for is the market to come up, test these levels, find more buyers and ramp up into at least this area up here. But we'll see how we start to hold as we start to test into that swing. So what I'm going to do is pause the video. I will bring up one of the higher time frames and we can just have a look at this zone and why I was interested in it for potential buys. Okay, so we are now on the 4-hour time frame. Main thing that's happened recently on DAX is that we've broken down from this potential price squeeze that we had here. We've came down, pulled back up, retested, and then we've seen rejection coming in. So when we got this retest and this rejection coming in, really, if the bears were going to step in a strong way, this is exactly where I thought it was going to come from. But instead, we came back down, we retested previous support. The market just breaks down below it. What's it doing? Triggering in short positions, taking out stops of everybody who's bought at this level. Takes all those people out, and then it ramps up once again. Now it's ramped up again to sloping support and resistance. However, it's already given us a potential indication that the market is holding a little bit more bullish. So, as we paused here on the 4-hour time frame, you can see the close, the open, the close, the open, and then we've gapped up over the weekend. Created this little area of support, tested at sloping support and resistance, and we've pulled back once again. So if the bulls are looking for continuation, this is a good first area for them to step in. And if it fails, potentially back down toward the previous swing points. So that's why I was watching for bullish bounces. So at present, we are still testing at the pivot. As I've mentioned, I'm not really looking to do anything until we start to test into at least these levels. And then I'm effectively sort of managing the trade. If I just start to see the market pausing, if I start to see the rejection coming in, then I'll look to potentially just lock in a smaller amount of profit than if we reach this zone up here. Okay, so we have spiked up above this black level, the black line of potential resistance. However, the rejection has started to come back in. So all I'm looking at is if we start to break down once again, in fact, what I'll actually do is move the stop up. If we start breaking down, I want to be taken out. I want to lock in the profits. We are testing into a previous swing point on a potentially downtrending market. So above this level, I basically want to see the bulls stepping in a relatively strong way. If not, I just want to move my stop up, protect my position, and lock in some profit. So it's looking like it might come down here, so we'll just leave it running. Okay, so we are still chopping around. So what I'll basically do is I'll just cut the video down. So if it starts to break down toward that stop level, I'll start the video back up again so we can see it getting taken out. If it continues to press higher or continues to hold, I'll just shorten the video so it's not just, you know, minutes of absolutely nothing happening. Okay, so that's me just been taken out of the position for just over £300 of profit. So would have liked to have seen a stronger move on the DAX, but yeah, really good way to start the week. You know, we're only at midday. Okay, so that's everything for today, guys. You probably see me, depending on how I edit the video, trying to convince my girlfriend to make a coffee. Okay, guys, as always, I hope that was helpful. I hope you're all having a good trading week, a good start to March. I'm James Orr, and thank you.